Hello, this is Shinji. Today, I'd like to share my experience of having back pain in Chiang Mai and visiting Chiang Mai Ram Hospital. When you need to go to a hospital overseas, it's normal to feel worried because you may not know how to use your insurance or what procedures are required. In this video, I'll walk you through how the consultation actually went at the hospital and explain how to use your overseas travel insurance based on my real experience in a simple and clear way.
It all started while I was swimming. The moment I kicked hard, a sharp pain shot through my lower back, and the pain kept getting worse afterward. At first, I thought it would heal in 2 or 3 days if I took a rest, but the pain didn't go away at all. In fact, it started affecting my daily life. Even shopping or going out to eat became difficult and stressful. To be honest, I hesitated to visit a hospital overseas, but I realized that I wouldn't be able to continue my daily life like this. So I decided to take the plunge and go to the hospital. Chiang Mai Ram Hospital is about a 15-minute walk from my apartment. Even though walking with back pain made me a little nervous, the hospital was close enough that I decided to go on foot. Chiang Mai Ram Hospital is quite large, and the inside is clean and bright. Even though it's an overseas hospital, the moment I saw it, I felt, I think I can trust this place.
When you enter the main entrance of the hospital, there is a counter on the right labeled New Patient Registration. That's where I said, "Could I have a Japanese interpreter, please?" The Japanese interpreter was a Thai staff member, but her Japanese was very fluent and she supported me kindly from beginning to end. After finishing the registration, I headed to the examination room together with the interpreter. After the registration, the interpreter asked me a very important question. She said, "How would you like to pay for the treatment?" I needed to choose whether to use my overseas travel insurance or to pay with Japan's national health insurance, which is basically the social insurance system. However, at that moment, I still didn't know whether my overseas travel insurance could actually be used or not. The interpreter then gave me an even more important explanation. She told me that if I wanted to use my overseas travel insurance, I would need to start the procedure right there on the spot. Because of this, I had to make a decision immediately. To confirm whether my overseas travel insurance was actually usable, I decided to call my credit card company right then and there. First, I called the Tokyo contact number written on the back of my card, 03-5489-6165. Since I use Rakuten Link, the call was free even from Thailand, so I didn't have to worry about the time or call charges. The card I use is the Recruit Visa card, and the insurance provider for its overseas travel insurance is Sompo Japan Insurance. The representative at the card company explained to me that the decision about whether the insurance can be used is made directly by Sompo Japan, the insurance company. I was then instructed to call the local Sompo Japan office in Thailand to confirm the details.
Next, I called the local Sompo Japan office in Thailand to confirm whether my overseas travel insurance could be used. The first thing they explained was that the insurance becomes valid if there is a record of using public transportation. In my case,
I had used Grab taxis in Thailand, and they told me that Grab is considered a form of public transportation. Therefore, it satisfied the activation requirement for the insurance. The next point was whether my back pain would be covered. They explained that injuries caused by physical activity are covered by the insurance, but pain caused by aging or chronic conditions is excluded in many insurance policies. For that reason, they told me that the medical certificate must state back injury caused by physical activity.
In this visit, cashless medical service was not available. Because of that, I had to pay the medical expenses myself first and then submit a claim to the insurance company after returning to Japan. With this method, a medical certificate is absolutely required for the insurance claim, so it was important to make sure the hospital issued one for me.
To use the insurance, the medical certificate must clearly state that the injury was caused by physical activity. So, through the interpreter, I asked the doctor to write "caused by swimming motion" in the certificate. Whether this kind of specific description is included or not can make a big difference in whether the insurance will be approved. The consultation started with a basic interview about my symptoms. After checking the condition of my lower back, the doctor decided that an X-ray examination was necessary. The interpreter translated everything the doctor said into clear and polite Japanese. So even though I was in a foreign hospital, I felt very comfortable and reassured during the examination.
The X-ray results showed that there was no fracture. However, the doctor found a strong muscle spasm, which indicated an injury to the lower back caused by sudden strain. With this diagnosis, the condition meets the requirements for coverage under overseas travel insurance.
Here is the treatment I received. First, I was given an injection to reduce the pain. After that, I went to the rehabilitation center, where they applied heat to my lower back to relax the tense muscles. In addition, they taught me in detail how to move and maintain proper posture in daily life so I wouldn't make the pain worse.
Since cashless medical service wasn't available this time, I had to pay the full amount of 5,349 baht myself first. I plan to submit a claim to my overseas travel insurance after I returned to Japan. The cost was lower than I expected, so I felt a bit relieved.
Through this experience, I learned a lot about how the insurance system works. First, if you call your credit card company in advance and check the details, everything goes much more smoothly. I also learned that using Grab is considered public transportation, which activates the overseas travel insurance. On the other hand, back pain caused by aging is often not covered by insurance, while injuries that occur during physical activity are more likely to be covered.
I felt a great sense of reassurance from the hospital's support during this visit. Having a Japanese interpreter made an enormous difference, from the registration process to the consultation and even the payment at the end. She supported me kindly and thoroughly in Japanese, which was incredibly helpful. I also learned how important the medical certificate is, because having it ensures a smooth and certain insurance claim when I return to Japan.
There were several things that gave me peace of mind during this visit. First, the cause of my back pain became clear.
Just knowing exactly what is causing the pain makes you feel much more at ease. The injection and the rehabilitation treatment reduce the pain significantly, making everyday life much more comfortable. And finally, I felt reassured knowing that I can receive proper, reliable medical care overseas, just like in Japan.
Finally, here is a summary of what I learned from this experience. First, when you feel worried or uncertain, it's important not to endure the pain. Go to the hospital as early as possible. Also, checking in advance whether your overseas travel insurance can be used makes the whole process much smoother. And since a medical certificate is essential for making an insurance claim, you should always remember to get it after the consultation. Through this experience, I realized that you can receive safe and reliable medical care overseas, just as you would in Japan.
Thank you very much for watching. I hope that my experience will help bring you peace of mind. I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.